Sponsored by AwesomeDrinks.com. Use coupon code GREEN14 and save 15% on everything you buy. Welcome to Common Man Cocktails. I'm your host, Derek Sherman. I am soloing all week. Just me. One me. I haven't done just a single me since probably... this could be completely wrong, but I'm going out on a limb, and I'm going to say, like, March of 2011. That's like 3 years ago. There might have been one or twosies here or there, but normally there's a co-host if Jennifer's not around, and all the cards fell, and I have nobody. So what I'm going to be doing is creating... I have nobody, and I'm going to do two things at once. This is suck. So I don't even have a way of measuring. This is what we're going to do. 2 ounces of Scotch in red wine. We're just going to, like, red wine, Scotch, and red wine. That's it. So why am I doing two things here? Here's why I'm doing two things. This is Cutty Sark Blended Scotch Whiskey Prohibition Edition. So this would be what I think someone would probably use making this drink. They might pick normal Cutty Sark. They might pick a different blended whiskey. Like you could see them all up here. But maybe Johnny Walker Black, Johnny Walker Red. And normally I'd be like, red, whatever. Well, here's the deal. Now I'm using Woodbridge Robert Mondavi Merlot. It's a 2012 Merlot in a plastic bottle. So I'm not really going for the highest class here. I'm making a cocktail. I'm taking two things that probably don't need to be the best in the market and bringing them together to see if it makes something better. I don't think it will. But that's why we're here. This one, Lefroy, is going to bring you peat. And lots of insane, crazy-ass peat. So, we're going to get crazy peat in here. But before we do that, we're just going to pour ourselves some Scotch. So what I'm going to do is 2 ounces of Scotch. Obviously, as somebody soloing, these are all pretty much going down the drain after the show. But that's what we do here. This is how we roll. Sometimes you just have to do things. It looks like a lot of Scotch when you put a big ass ice cube in it. And then this is not good. See, I don't even want to do this, and I'm gonna do it because it needs to be done. Sometimes science is important, and in this case, I think science is important. So at this point, I'm just gonna fill the freaking thing because that's basically what the recipe says to do. Boom! Oh, please tell me I don't need to open the other one. Oh, sweet, sweet Jesus! Look at that. All right. Okay. All right. Maybe I should give it a stir. What am I doing? All right. Boom. Wine cocktail up in the hizzy right here. You seen it here first, people. Actually, it's very hard to find a video for this. I was seeing if anybody else did it to see what the wine proportion was. And after a while, I was like, okay, this is just like Queen Victoria and like stuff not involving cocktails. Even when you put cocktail, screw it. I'll be the first. Right here. I'm doing it. All right. This is the Prohibition Edition. Okay. Question of the day. What's your favorite red wine? Wow, that was loud. Favorite red wine. What is it? Mine? Not Merlot. Merlot's not bad. This was one of the things when I first tasted wine, it was like, oh my God, I can't do this. And then I just kept drinking it and drinking it. Not all in one sitting, obviously, but building up a taste. I can smell the peat from over here, Lefroy. Say excuse me. Dang. All right. This one smells like peat. Oh, that's awful. Okay, there's peat in here, and it's coming out a lot more now. Weird. I don't smell any. Not that bad. In here, wow. Draws out all kinds of peatness. Now I feel like I'm going to have a peat stroke when I touch this one. It's like if you took Scotch that was once good and you drain out all of the goodness and you replace it with firewood and dry, like dry wine. Wasn't that dry by itself. Right now, as it stands, obviously, these were actually going to be used for a blended, was I going to blend it? I think I was going to blend it. A blended Cool Swan recipe. Not really sure how that's going to work, but I had them in the house, didn't want to open a whole bottle. This is kind of how this stuff happens. You're like, oh, there's a bottle of wine. Let's throw some Scotch in there and see what happens. Don't recommend that. Just not that good. Oh, frick. There's some fire in here. Like, this is just like, this is just fucking horrible. All right. This is, smells like Lefroy on steroids. I'm going to hold my breath for this one. Okay. This tastes a little bit better. If you like peat. For some reason, it's still a lot of fire in here. But I think, in all honesty, the peat is subdued because the wine brought it down. I think what's happening is the peat's all evaporating into the air because it smells like somebody's got a fire outside right now. And the finish doesn't last as long. It's not as dry as this one is. So really, it comes down to a personal preference. If you like things that just taste awful, and I say that in the means of, I think it tastes awful, you might love it. This was submitted by, crap, the submitter's name's missing. Dang it. So, Queen Victorias Tipple was submitted by somebody. I'll have to see if I can remember where to put it someplace. And in that person must really like this, or they really hate me. Those are the only options. So I'm telling you, this is smoky. Like, God, it's super, like, just aromatic, bizarre. I'm gonna go back and try this one again. I think the aroma of that one might be impacting the flavor of this one. Is that crazy? That gets a little bit better. It gets better when you taste it against something that has a massive amount of peat. It's just, it feels, it's light. It's got the Scotch draw to it, on top of having like that, the tart, tannic, red wine. I want to say again because I think it needs to be said flavor. No, I don't really know. It's not a really good cocktail. I don't like cocktail. I've never been a huge fan of red wine cocktails. There are cocktails I like. Some more, actually, I drink red wine straight. Don't know, straight, like it's like crazy. I drink red wine. I don't really like that much white wine. Gewürztraminer, what's another good one? Riesling, like this, some of the sweeter ones. Ice wine, freaking awesome. But from a white perspective, I like the white wines in cocktails better. And usually they involve fruit, sangria or watermelon and stuff like that. This is like you're taking things that are almost unnatural to be mixed together. Like there are times where you're like, why would anybody ever put red wine in a drink? Why would you ever put this in a cocktail? That's not fruit, right? A cocktail. And then people are going, why would you ever put this in red wine? Why would you ever do that? Because we're making the Queen Victorias Tipple, that's why. The Lefroy is just, this is just a mean, sour old bitch. And it's Irish, which is close to, well, no, it's not Irish. It's near Ireland, closer than I am. I'm trying to make a reference to how it's going to be, you know, St. Patrick's Day soon, the green shirt. So I wanted to at least do something that was near an island. It's just insane. Like, it's insane. These is not going to get drank by me. Oh, it's got a little grape and peat in there. No. While it does get better as you drink it more, the tannicness and the tartness and the bite starts to dissipate, then you can appreciate more of the Scotch. But if you want to appreciate the Scotch, just drink it as Scotch on ice with water, or just suck it down your mouth hole. There's a lot of different ways you can consume Scotch. This is not one of the ways I would suggest. So, Question of the day. I don't know. I really want to focus on doing a question of the day that's not related to anything that we typically would. Okay, here we go. What is your favorite downloadable casual game on your mobile phone? What are you playing? For me, Clash of Clans, exclusively. I'm more of an exclusive guy. I used to play World of Warcraft. Screw that. Guild Wars 2. Screw that. Clash of Clans. And it comes really down to time. I can play Clash of Clans for like a minute, and then I don't have to do it. Where those other games are like a lifestyle. I don't play those anymore. So what's your favorite casual game? Candy Crush. Jennifer has been playing Candy Crush. She hasn't played it for a while. I think she got off after like level 70 or some craziness. So what is your favorite mobile game? If you don't like mobile games, what's your favorite mobile app? Love to know. Maybe I need to find some new apps. It could be Android. It could be iOS, aka Apple, whatever. What is it? Leave it down below. I'd love to know. And if you notice everybody else is leaving the same one, then find something else. No, do whatever you want. That's it. Question done. Drinks finished. And yes, I knew this was going to suck, which is why it's a Tuesday episode. I'm the smart one here. I'm going to go wash out my mouth because it tastes like peat. And not that peat. Peat smoke, firewood peat. That's the taste. I don't know about red wine and peat. Not good. EverydayDrinkers.com. You can get our little ice holes, our ice glass, our glass, our ice. Well, these get sold out still. At AwesomeDrinks.com. Right here, colossal ice cube trays. It's that easy. AwesomeDrinks.com. EverydayDrinkers.com. Everything. Oh, you want to submit a recipe? Recipe at EverydayDrinkers.com. I always forget to mention, and everybody always continues to ask, and I never remember until I'm done recording. Recipe at EverydayDrinkers.com. Submit your recipes there. I get 12 plus a day. That means if you submit your recipe today, it will not be done next week, unless for some reason it's just super awesome sounding and I do it. Or it fits a theme that I'm looking for or whatever. But consider that. I can't do them all at once. I only have 5 a week, and I get 12 a day. The math doesn't work out in the favor of having them all done at once. There you go. Patreon.com/CMC if you want to donate to the show and be able to help fund us into stardom. That's it. We're teaching you how to drink.